Where do you see yourself, or as far as acting, 5 to 10 years from now? Where do you see yourself at?
Well, see, Scott, I'm glad you asked me that.
Okay.
5 to 10 years from now.
Yo, it's your boy C. Scott. Welcome back. We've got episode 2 of 3 questions, 1 tip. So I'm here with my brother from another mother, Jay Wells. Jay Wells, everybody. Jay Wells.
No,
So
stop, keep going.
So
going.
yeah, it's too much, man. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Jay Wells Jr. Me and Chauncey have been knowing each other forever. Some of my earliest memories, I remember Chauncey, and he's always been over 6 feet as long as I've known him. He's tall. But yeah, growing up at the beach or whatnot, and so yeah, a little bit more about myself besides our relationship. Why I'm here. I like the arts, acting, entertainment, stuff like that. I started out with, I'm gonna answer that, but yeah, I'm an actor, martial artist, massage therapist. I do those things.
All right, so today we're gonna get into a little bit of the acting, because I know you've been doing big things. I mean, you've been doing some stuff on the set of a movie that's coming out, I think next year. So I know you got a lot of stuff, some print stuff going on.
Yeah.
But so if you could just tell the people what actually got you into acting. What was it that let you know that you wanted to be an actor?
I've always been interested in the arts. Growing up with your peers, everybody, especially guys, you want to play sports, football, basketball, stuff like that. I did those things, but all throughout school and my life, I've always participated in some kind of art. First they taught you how to draw, but then I got into clay and molding stuff with my hands. I've always done that throughout school, so I was more of a physical medium working with clay. And then in church, our plays with Gary, he would write stuff for us, and we would do plays, and I would go ahead and learn my lines, and I would want more. And that was probably my first introduction into the arts with acting and theater and things like that.
Okay, so you said going through school and doing stuff at church, kind of like that's what got your feet wet and let you...
Yeah, it did. It got my feet wet, and that's when my first interest came in. Okay. And I always liked the arts and movies and stuff like that. I just didn't know how to go about it at first. But funny story, I used to be still am, T and Tamara, sister friend.
Yeah, buddy.
My cousin seen them. He's like, man, I seen them in Disney walking. I was like, oh man. And I was like, man, I like acting. I want to meet them one day. I got to be on their level. And then after that, I started taking the steps to really become more of an actor.
So that actually leads into the next thing. So what were the first 3 steps that you took to get into acting? What was the first thing, 3 things you did?
In no particular order. I think I started with an interest and just something that was just kind of, I'm artistic. That's something I just leaned towards. That was the first thing. And just recognizing how I was geared towards stuff versus just trying to do it. So I really just kind of stayed in my lane versus what I was interested in already and just developed that. Once I had that, then it was, participating in it, finding theater companies, plays, and productions I can be a part of. And then third, learning about it, just, being a student, learning, studying different acting teachers, learning from my directors. I got an acting scholarship at FCCJ at one point, so I just kind of helped further my knowledge as an artist and an actor.
Perfect. So, so if I'm hearing you right, just kind of just immersing yourself into it, and then taking classes and stuff as well, and actually learning from other people, directors that are in it.
Exactly. I mean, immersion's the key, but it's just like, I guess it's kind of going towards what we're talking about while we're here and discussing this. Once you find out what your interest is, that passion, that interest you have is going to automatically help you to immerse yourself in whatever it is, so you can further become better at it. And that's what happened with me. And so even though early on I had a lot of detractors and people that kind of dissuaded me from really owning who I was, but I still found my way going back to the arts in some kind of way. And so I would just say that also, make sure you know who you are and know what you're interested in, and that interest and passion is gonna happen. You're gonna seek out what you're interested in.
Awesome, perfect. I agree with you 110%. So just leading back to the last question. Last question that we have on this show is, where do you see yourself, or as far as acting, 5 to 10 years from now? Where do you see yourself at?
Well, see, Scott, I'm glad you asked me that.
Okay.
5 to 10 years from now. No, 5 to 10 years from now, I really see myself being more prominent on television and film. God keeps blessing me with opportunities to display my talent and do my thing. So I'm looking at really being featured in some movies, TV shows, commercials, things like that. But again, like I was saying earlier, immersion, just jumping in and just diving in and seeing where I land with stuff. I really kind of see myself doing more features and action-related roles because that's some of the stuff I like, because I am a martial artist, and so that's the avenue for me to go ahead and use that passion of mine, also and merge the two.
Gotcha. Awesome. That's glad to hear. Great to hear that. That's what we got for y'all. You two here. Of course, y'all know how we do it. The one tip's gonna be on Instagram. So go to the Instagram. This dude here ain't got no sense. Go to the Instagram and check us out right there. We're gonna have the less than 1 minute tip.
IG.
Buddy right here,
Slide
Jay
in my
Wells.
DMs. Slide in C. Scott's DMs.
Don't do that. My buddy, he's got, there goes Jay. All his socials gonna be down below. So check that out. Big shout out to Home Video Studio.
Home Video Studios.
Hey, right here.
Robin
on Beach
and
Boulevard.
Miguel, come check them out.
Yep, right here on Beach Boulevard, Jacksonville. We'll have all the information linked below as well. Down here.
Down below.
Basically, as always, that's all I got for you today. Leave your comments below, tag, share, and like. I love ya. Namaste.